What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below the video, but most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by The Plain Truth and Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you both.
I'm so confused. I thought we did this already.
Did what already?
Introduced. You said hello to us already. Now you're doing it again.
That was for the pre-record audience in the uncut show. Now we are live.
Oh, hello.
Okay. Yeah, that was so slick, Travis. Excellent.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. So hold on, got to do a bit of housekeeping before we do anything. So, any signs of curvature since we've been gone?
Oh my god, it's been that long since we've heard housekeeping.
Nope.
Is there any evidence of... Well, do you know what? Ballers claim anything for curvature these days. I was chatting to a pilot who claims to be a pilot, and he has got some cockpit footage, but he claims that because the sun was 3 degrees below what he called level, that is only possible on a sphere. And I'm like, well, how do you know what you've got level set to? He said, well, that's where the plane's flying. Level, according to some people, they fly nose up. So what you call level is not necessarily level. And he then dropped it the next day. So I'm not quite sure how strong that point was originally. But is there any evidence of curvature? No.
Fair enough. Any signs of axial rotation?
Nope.
None.
No? Any evidence of gas pressure without a container?
Nope.
You can't have a gas pressure without a container, Nathan. You need a container. It's in the definition.
Very true. I might play at some point the little clip from Arwin's show where Conspiracy Cats basically backs us completely and explains that the necessary antecedent is something to press upon to obtain a PSI value. You need something with a square inch, i.e. a container. So, very useful. Thanks for finally answering the question after, what was it, 382, 383 attempts, something like that. Hey, Ranty, good to have you.
Hello.
Hello.
We need to remind ourselves of Conspiracy Cat saying things like, without the balloon, there is no pressure, ... as he stabs his pen on the whiteboard. Because that one sentence for Conspiracy Cats is going to haunt him forever and ever and ever. Because, of course, you can't have pressure without a balloon. Without the balloon, there is no pressure.
Right, I had Wiggles in one of the chats with the same thing. So his little quote would have been, or was, the gas would fill the space, end quote. And I was like, beautifully concise, absolutely correct. The gas would indeed fill the space. Entropy would take over. We wouldn't have gas pressure if we were in a vacuum. It would disperse. Anyway, moving on. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Hang on, wait a minute. Are we live now?
We are indeed live.
So I've joined. It's not even 2 o'clock. What are you doing?
Well, what happens if it doesn't work, Ranty? You've got to plan ahead.
This is the welcome back episode. You're ruining it.
I don't mind. if it didn't, Last time I went live on this channel, I didn't get something right. Some detail was incorrect. And I said to Anthony, shall I start 5 minutes early just in case I've got it wrong? Nah, start on time. And then I was 10 minutes late. So in this instance, I was like, right, okay, 5 minutes early just in case. And then if there is an issue, it'll only be 5 minutes late. I'm keen to have a punctual show.
Okay.
5 minutes early is okay.
The question is, though, punctual for which show? What channel are we on?
Flat Earth Debate.
I can't even.
Yay!
Oh.
So, anywho.
We only have 10 watching. Arwin's got 66.
Good for Arwin, lucky old him.
Really
Let's not compare dick sizes just yet. Let's get through housekeeping. So, any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Well, we need to make sure that there is a tangible sun there for us to measure first, right?
Right.
I'm not so sure that there is a distance to the sun, me, Nathan.
Well, like you say, I'm not going to allow presuppositions of physicality where no evidence as such exists.
I think what we might need to do is send in a Trojan horse into Arwin's chat to let everybody know that Nathan's back live again.
Nah.
Don't worry about it. This is a means to an end, so it'll go out live on this channel to a very limited audience, and then it will premiere to all those who are unaware. And as I said in the intro for the pre-show, which will go out first, hey Flat on Earth.
Morning.
Good morning. It'll go out with an advertisement for this channel in the link on Nathan Oakley 1980 to almost 10,000 people. So don't worry about the numbers. Let's just get on with it.
Well, hang on. Before you go any further, just let's confirm the date, shall we? First and foremost, it's the 25th of January 2019, Friday, and we are live.
That's
Nathan,
correct.
Amazing.
It's 1400 Greenwich Mean Time.
It is. Yes.
And
Excellent.
Nathan, your dick is clearly bigger. I can just tell.
Anyway, moving on. So, any scientific evidence of gravity?
No, definitely no scientific evidence of gravity. And do you know how we know that, Nathan?
No.
Because in science, you have to manipulate your independent variable, which is your presumed cause, to prove that it is the cause of the effect that you believe that you're seeing. So when an object falls down, if you're going to manipulate your independent variable to prove that you've got a gravitational force, you've got to be God himself.
Right, so no manipulating gravity or the bending of space-time while we've been gone.
In science.
No, none of that.
Oh, well, fair enough. Who's causing feedback? Is that you, Spurs?
Is that me?
Could be. Just turn your speakers down a bit, my friend, or just go on mute if you're not chatting. So, any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Nope.
No.
No. Shout out to Simon Grabowski in chat.
Yeah, retracted.
Have we done axial tilt yet?
God,
Why have you
Ranty.
retracted it?
Ranty. Try and keep up. We're on the last question. Any evidence of
Simon,
the...
shout out.
Oh, God, this is the never-ending housekeeping. Any evidence of the R value? There, we got there. We're done. Just need to know.
No.
Hooray! Housekeeping done with. Excellent. So nice to be back on the air.
Hang on, though. Axial tilt. Axial tilt.
Oh, I see. That was a leading question. Any signs of axial rotation specifically of the Earth-based variety, Ranty?
No. However, there is a gentleman who's published a video that would maybe, in Anthony's belief and my belief too, prove one way or another whether actually there is any tilt using gyroscopes, two connected together. Anthony, do you want to elaborate a bit about that?
Chris MTM is saying that he's coming on, and I think on this welcome back occasion, he should be welcomed with open arms, Nathan.
Why?
Because it's a new year, it's a new leaf, and we're all happy to be back in the mix. Let him on. Don't be horrible. I'm sure he'll be very well behaved, won't you, Chris? Oh, no, he's joking. He said he's not.
We are live, yes?
We are live.
Where's the
Oh, Anthony. No, hang on, wait a minute. Anthony, I asked you a question about this axial tilt. You watched the video, yeah?
I did.
And what do you think?
I think he's right. I don't think that his logic is flawed. I think that his logic is sound.
you want to tell the audience what this experiment could be?
I don't know. It might be better just giving the channel name and letting everyone go over and have a look.
Useless.
He's going along the idea of a gyroscope maintains rigidity in space, but rather than having a single gyroscope, he thinks putting a bar with 2 gyroscopes on the either end will cancel each other's wandering. What's the word? What's the word when a gyroscope moves like it precesses?
Procession.
It will cancel out the precession of the gyroscopes. So what he's saying is, if the Earth really is spinning, if you use 2 gyroscopes on a bar, then that'll prove, if you're on the equator, that'll prove that the Earth is spinning. And obviously, we know what's not going to happen.
Okay.
Can you just post the YouTube link? I can't find it. Where it's live.
I will bring it up 1 sec.
I kind of anticipated this kind of faff spurs, so mind you guys digging out links and sharing where the live stream is. It's to be anticipated. How have you all been, by the way?
I've been aimlessly wandering around the living room preaching back to myself, the housekeeping, Nathan, that's been horrendous.
Oh,
You
got a
little
sniper
liar.
already.
You little liar.
Got our first sniper. Anybody in the back chat?
No.
Oh my God, I'd forgotten all about that.
Well, might be a new show starting soon. Nice to know you're on the case.
Bummer.
We'll give it a few seconds, see if you all get removed.
No, I won't. I already got rid of them.
Oh, were you on the case, were you, Flat on Earth?
Not exactly.
Oh no, everyone's been
yeah.
sniped.
There's Anthony gone.
Happy days. It's good to be back. Right, gentlemen. I don't know where you picked the link up from, but I'm going to stick it back in Skype in a few moments' time.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I have a permagrin.
Well, hopefully you'll get the link again and rejoin shortly, so there won't be too much of an interlude. Right, should I dare do the dulcet tones of Issa? Welcome to the show. You don't know. No, you don't know. Right, this should be the work of but a moment. And we're in. Thank you to whoever sniped us. Much obliged. Wouldn't be the same without you. Pretty pictures up. There we go. Lovely. Right, to all of you who are watching and actually paying attention, there is a link now available in Skype. We'll do that one first, hopefully get the conversation going before we share it with the public. 23 people watching, we still managed to get snipers in. Marvellous. Right, Happy New Year, chat. There you go. You can be first. Atom Bomb chat. There you go. Riveting for all you watching on the premiering edition of this on Nathan Oakley 1980. This is how exciting this really gets. Master B, there you go. You've got a link too.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Wouldn't be the same without them, eh?
I think what it is, I think whoever this dedicated troll is, he obviously, I mean, there's only a few people watching, so it's absolutely Chris MCM. It has to be, surely.
Maybe.
That little prick.
I make no assertions. I have no idea. I don't care. All in the spirit of the debate, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you best not put any links out for the time being until I can get my back chat open.
Debate, I suppose. Indeed. How's the sound, by the way, people in chat? Can you just let me know if everyone is of a reasonable level? This isn't something I can do on the fly.
Yeah, we're good. I can't believe that somebody sniped us in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Chris the MCM.
So we've got guilty suspects number 1 and 2 in chat. We've got Mr. Grimvy, definitely suspect, and we've also got Chris MCM, definitely suspect.
Sound is fair, Nathan. Fair. What does fair mean? Okay. Hey, Spurs.
I only mentioned him. I only mentioned him.
Hello, welcome back.
I knew he'd get kicked out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were anticipating your return, obviously, and now you're back.
Well, they weren't. They were all saying 3 months. See you later, Nathan. None of them were expecting. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they, you know, eventually, you know, the flat Earth debate would be back. You know, because you've said as well, obviously, you know, Nathan will be back soon and things like that. So, I think they were nervous now because toes to the fire again. It's going to be a very difficult year for the ball. This.
It was a terrible year for them last year, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
I have the back chat open now, so I'm safe. So come on, take me on. I'll have you.
I'll publish it shortly.
Yeah.
Have they changed it around? The back chat? I can't seem to find a link for that. Hang on one sec. Been that long since I've had to do this. How long have you been out of the game, Nath?
Month.
It's felt horrendous. I'll be honest. I've been that bored. I've set up my own show just to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of Coffee and Donuts, FE Cafe or whatever you've called it.
Oh come on! Don't speak down about it like that. It's the coffee shop.
Coffee shop. My bad. Yeah, it's all right. Good show.
Yeah, it's really good. I really liked it a lot.
Say that again, please. I need to turn you up a bit.
I really enjoyed the last few shows Sleeping Warrior had. It was great. Like the good old days.
Just a chat. Cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly kept me entertained. So you're not going to dig out that old observation then, Anthony? That's not worth covering anymore.
Oh, do you know, I can't remember which one you're on about. It was the one from Nick Havoc, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I can't be asked. That many people have done that one observation now. It's like, what I've learned is that the ballers will apply the maths that suits their narrative, no matter what the truth is. They'll just apply their own maths. So basically, they've always got a set of maths to make it work, even if it goes totally ridiculous, like Ruhif tried to show with what's his name now? Jay Toller Media's file, where he's got that mountain of 123 miles away or 121 miles away. Ruhif claims that the base of the mountain is like almost off the page. It's utterly ridiculous. It's like they'll just misrepresent reality no matter what because the maths supports it, but they're just making the maths up. It's just nonsense. They're just, honest to God, it's horrendous.
What about Red Pill's video that hasn't been shown on Nathan's debates?
That was excellent. Not that I necessarily just want an excuse to play it, but yeah, I mean, when it comes up next in debate, obviously that'll be something we'll grab hold of pretty damn quickly, I'm sure.
Hell yes. I think in the meantime, it's just a celebration of you being back. What have we got? 6 days till the end of the month. So you got January off, Nathan.
So your conclusion, Anthony, is that they'll always model it however they need to model it, correct?
They'll just apply the maths that they, regardless of how accurate the maths may or may not be. So basically, the effect is that there's no point doing observations because they'll just math it the way they want. So the only benefit to doing observations is your own perception. You interpret what you see based on what you believe or what you're trying to test for, and you've got to come to your own conclusion. And if you think we live on a sphere, then that's going to represent the reality that you interpret. If you don't think that we're on a sphere, then that will represent the reality that you interpret. I don't think we're on a sphere. So obviously for me, it's like, well, these things that seem to be compressing at the horizon is clear evidence that we live on some kind of plane with a bit of distorted wonkiness at the horizon. But that distorted wonkiness, if you're a baller, is how you interpret the curve, because that distorted wonkiness becomes the curve. And we're all like, yeah, but it can't compress on a sphere. It just drops behind the sphere after a very short distance. Yeah, but that compression is refraction. No, no, even if it was refraction, you've still got to show that it's a ball for the refraction to exist. So basically, it seems to be the case that you can't have observations anymore because they'll just math it out the way they want it to math out.
So, which is, you know, well, I can't. Which was my point I was trying to highlight. You know, I think if flat earthers, you know, as flat earth, if we think that we're going to make the smooth transition from globe to flat, you know, I think we're kind of like disillusioned in that. This is what I was saying to Anthony. At what point, you know, you've gone to court, you've gone to university, and they'd say, no, it's a ball still. And, you know, they're just sticking to their guns. So at what point,
How are you today, sir? Sorry, Spurs.
Oh, we've got someone on the panel.
Chris, see you there.
I'm up.
Mute up. Chris?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Yeah, muted.
All right. Yeah, I'm all right, Anthony.
Nice to see you, man.
Yeah, you too, mate. I'm just on for 5-10 minutes, you know, just to see how it goes.
Cool. Well, be good.
I'm surprised, Nathan, you didn't make a new channel much earlier, like, you know, a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, Witness. How you doing?
Hello to you too, Nathan.
Bear with me 1 second, Chris. Hey, Witness. Can
All
you
right,
say
man.
hello?
Witness is safe. Witness is safe.
Afternoon. How are you? Hello.
Very well. Good to have you.
Anthony. Is it Anthony or Sleeping Warrior? What do you prefer?
Either's good. Let me just introduce you so everybody knows who you are. Witness is the gent that I met at Tide Speaker's Corner when I went down to speak with Roxanne and Co. He was one of the first people I spoke to once we started recording. And although I didn't put him in the clip, he was the guy, or he is evidence that basically shows that my orange jacket worked. So for all you ballers that were laughing at me saying I look like the park janitor, here is my evidence that it worked. So shout out to the orange jacket.
Shout out refracted.
Shut up. So, Witness, sorry, Witness, you've joined midway through a conversation with Spurs. Spurs, you've got the mic.
No, I mean it's that's great. Witness. So, because I wasn't quite sure, was you on the fence? Was you a flat earther? Was you ball earther? Then you saw Anthony, and did he change your mind? What was
the truth was I never really had what's it the Americans say? I never had a dog in this fight. I don't believe in the globe earth, and I don't know about the flat earth. I'm trying to find out the truth. So I asked the globe earthers things, and I asked the flat earthers things to find out what exactly is going on. Because as far as I'm concerned, in simple layman terms, unless I have a rocket of my own, like Zephon Cofrin from Star Trek, and I can get in it and fly up into space, there's no way I'm going to be able to tell for sure what we have. So I'm trying to find out.
What do you say about the equations, the science that the ball earthers say they have?
You see, I admit straight away, I am a layman. I don't have that type of mathematical, scientific knowledge. So when I ask questions, they're very simple questions. The kind of questions a 7-year-old or a 5-year-old would ask their dad when the dad is taking them for a walk in the park. Oh, Dad, why is the sky blue? Why are the clouds white? Why is the grass green? And then the dad can't answer and says, oh, God made it that way. You know, I just ask simple questions. Like I'll ask a flat earther, if the earth is flat, what shape is it? Is it circular, rectangular, you know, triangular? If they say circular, fine. What stops the ocean from tipping off the edge of the flat earth? And if they say, oh, we've got ice walls around it, I'm like, well, what are you telling me that the ice walls encompass the whole circumference of the flat earth? And it's like, if they say yes, then I'll just say, okay, what evidence do you have for that? I just ask those questions just to find the truth. That's it. And if a global person tells me, oh, well, gravity does it, then I'm going to ask them, explain to me what is gravity? And then they start stumbling over their words, and I'm like, how can you believe in something you can't even define? So
can I ask, did Anthony have any effect on you? Did he change your mind?
Oh, yes, he did, because Anthony came from one perspective. Anthony wasn't talking or preaching about the flat earth. And for most of the discussion, he didn't attack NASA. It did happen for a short period. Anthony came from one perspective, and that was from the perspective of gravity. And all the people who were globe earthers believed in gravity, and he just asked them simple questions about gravity. And he mentioned, he mentioned the experiment of, well, not the experiment. He mentioned a scientist called Henry Cavendish. which most of them didn't even know about. So I'm looking at these globe earthers who believe in gravity, and I'm looking at Anthony asking them simple questions about gravity, which they can't answer. So I'm thinking, what the hell are these guys doing believing in something they can't even answer? Right. It's like they're treating gravity like it's some kind of God that's there. They can't explain, but they say, yeah, it exists. I'm like, no, there's something wacky, strange going on here. So I was actually looking forward to the debate Anthony mentioned that he was going to have with a scientist about gravity, but it never came to fruition or something. So,
yeah, it got delayed at their request. They had a fire risk assessment or something, and the room that they're in's been decommissioned or something along them lines. He said he'll get back in touch and make it happen in the future.
Okay, so but that's it. It was what Anthony was doing with his questions about gravity, which I liked, because a lot of gravity believers couldn't even answer those questions, and I'm like,
yeah, because
whoa.
we're not hiding the fact that we're trying to change minds. People are saying that it's a globe, so we're trying to show that that we're not on a globe. I would say. I mean, we don't know where we live. We don't know the actual dimensions, the true shape. We can just use logic and reason and suppose if water is contained, what is containing. It could be a wall, a rock wall. It could be an ice wall. But we know that the water is contained nonetheless. But what it is, we obviously don't have any idea. So yeah.
You see, that was why I didn't have a problem with Anthony, because when I pressed him on that question about the walls, he gave the kind of similar answer that you gave, where you didn't know for sure, but what you are doing is concentrating on certain questions, just asking questions. Mm-hmm. And he was asking questions about gravity, which a lot of gravity believers couldn't answer. And don't talk to me about NASA. I don't work for NASA. I'm not on their payroll, so I'm not here to promote them or their satellites. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to say, well, NASA did this and NASA proved that.
Are you a religious gent?
I used to be for a long time. I stopped being religious about 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Yeah.
So would you put yourself neutral at the minute?
I believe I am neutral. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't. Nathan's of the same. We're all. I think me, you, and Nathan are of the same kilter. Used to be and brought up with a religion of some kind, and then walked away from it and said, "Right, let's see what we can work out for ourselves."
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is your position now then, Witness? What are you still? We don't know. I mean, do you think we live on a globe? I mean, what I'm trying to ask.
No. My position is, I don't know if we live in a globe or we live in a flat Earth, and a lot of things have prompted me to ask that question, and that being what I saw about what was being asked about gravity. It's like, how the hell can you believe in gravity if you don't even know what the hell it is? That doesn't make any sense.
That's Neil deGrasse's position. Neil deGrasse Tyson claims we don't know what it is, but we know what it does. And it's
right. Okay, so you've got what you could call the law of gravity, with two bodies with mass will attract each other, and then you could have the theory of gravity, which is why that happens.
Wait. Sorry, when you say the law, because I'm a layman, when you say that, are we going down the path of Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein?
No, we're going down the path that two bodies with mass will attract each other. That's a fact, right? Okay. That happens. And the theory
Chris,
would be
just to
why
interrupt
that
a second.
happens.
Sorry, Chris, if you're going to state... Hold on a second. Bear with me. Sorry to interrupt.
I can't swear. I forgot,
Chris.
Nathan.
Yeah, it's not a fact.
It's a fact, Spurs.
Sorry, just stating it... Sorry to interrupt. Just saying something is a fact twice does not make it so. So, if you are to assert that... I haven't quite finished.
I can give you an example, Nathan.
I hadn't quite finished. So, if you're going to assert this, we need to have and observe phenomena. Actually see it happening. So,
right. Jovian moons.
What?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
The Jovian moons.
I've never heard this one before. This is new.
The moons of Jupiter.
Sorry, those are lights. Sorry, those are lights in the sky. So, are you claiming that you can use those lights as scientific validation of gravity? Is that what you're saying?
A scientific validation may be too strong a word, Nathan, but it's certainly an example of two bodies of mass attracting each other, and that's why they're in orbit.
How do you know
go up there and touch.
Yes.
You can't.
No. Yes, you could go there and touch them,
Can you?
Ranty.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can
but-
I? No,
Chris,
no, I can't.
Chris, you're
Could I-
saying
could
that.
I?
Chris, you're
Wait,
saying
wait a
that
minute, wait a minute, Spurs. I'm doing this with Ranty. Right, so on you go, Ranty.
Okay, could I go and touch them?
I highly doubt you would ever become an astronaut, Ranty.
Could anybody?
Yes.
Who? Could do that?
Astronauts.
Astronauts.
Yes.
Sorry. Right. Okay. So when are they going to go and do this?
Oh, probably not within our lifetimes. But
So it can't be proved in our lifetime, then.
yes, it can, because
So
we
it's-
have something. Okay, we have something
it
called
can't be proved.
we have something called spectroscopy, which shows us which elements are composed of, which elements make up Jupiter, which elements make up the
What the
moons.
problem with spectroscopy is that when we look at the sun, the sun doesn't exhibit any properties of a gas, and people
Absolutely
are
does.
it actually is.
Anthony, do you know what Fraunhofer lines are?
No, these are all new
Right.
things to me. Where have you been
No,
learning?
it's
these
not.
things?
I've told you about this before. Right. So do you know what spectroscopy basically does?
Yeah, it looks at things and says that that's like A, B, or C based on the
No,
properties.
it takes the spectrum. It takes a spectrum of the sunlight, for example, right, or the moonlight, and then it compares that to the chemical elemental fingerprints, is what they're called, and then, well, sorry, and then after that, you can see there's absorption lines and there are emission lines, and the emission lines, sorry, the absorption lines can be compared to the elemental fingerprints, and they match with hydrogen and helium.
Right, Nick, I've just put a link in chat from a guy called Dr. Pierre-Marie Robitaille, and he's a PhD, and he claims that the sun has got no gaseous fingerprints to it when using spectroscopy whatsoever.
That's
He believes
bullshit.
that-
Oh, sorry, Nathan. I forgot. Can't swear. That's not true, Anthony.
Well, this doctor says it is true. So,
Which doctor?
Dr. Pierre-Marie Robitaille, he claims that the sun shows no evidence of a
Okay,
gas.
give me just Discord message me that name and I'll look at it.
I'll give you the link.
All right. Where?
It's in
In
the
the
South
back
chat,
chat.
but it's also in Discord.
Right.
Basically, the point this guy's making is that in terms of spectroscopy, this sun does not emit any gaseous fingerprints. So he claims
Yes, it does. Anthony, they do this. They do this in high school.
Hang on, wait a minute. No, you're missing the point. He's saying is that he's already done this experiment and he cannot find it.
Well, he's wrong.
Well, he's a doctor in spectro something.
Oh, spectrophotometry. No, he's not. Spectrophotometry is not a discipline. It's a tool.
But you're claiming that spectroscopy tells us things to do with the
Yes.
sun and the moon.
Spectroscopy and spectrophotometry are two different tools.
Yeah, but they're still using telescopes to interpret stuff, right?
No, you're gathering the light from a body, i.e. the sun, right? You refract it through a prism, and then you look at the spectrum, and then you look for the absorption lines called Fraunhofer lines, and then you compare them to the elemental fingerprints. Now, if you had any actual scientists on your side and knew what they were doing, knew how to handle the materials, had the equipment, they could even take their own elemental fingerprints.
All right,
sorry,
well,
so-
Because you guys have
Sorry,
no
sorry to interrupt.
scientists.
Sorry,
Chris.
Anthony, to
Yeah.
interrupt. So this
No.
is scientific then, Chris.
Hang on, no. I want Chris to go and debunk Dr. Pierre-Marie Robitaille, who says that the sun is not gaseous based on
Okay.
spectroscopy.
I don't believe he's like I said, Anthony.
You don't believe?
Spectrophotometry is not a discipline, right? That's like saying I have a I have a PhD in a toolbox. You know, it's a tool. It's not a discipline.
Right, but again, you got a PhD guy saying that this stuff,
Do we-
whether you
but-
agree with his credentials or not,
Okay.
somebody with more intelligence on the matter than you or I.
Do we know that he actually has these credentials, Anthony? Because I don't think he does. I've seen nothing to suggest that he does.
Well, he addresses himself as doctor, so you interpret that however you
Oh
want.
yeah, well, Dr. Zach, you know, he was obviously a doctor, you know.
Sorry,
Well, would
both
you-
of you. Sorry, I've got
consider-
to interject.
Well,
Sorry, I couldn't care less what a man with letters after his name says.
Mhm.
So, is this or is this not scientific evidence of gravity?
No,
Right.
It's scientific evidence that the planets, the sun, the moons in our solar system are actually tangible objects that are made from elements.
Oh, excellent. It's scientific evidence.
Yes, in that regard, but not for gravity. But the moons of Jupiter are an example of mass attracting mass.
Sorry, mass attracting mass, if we can't even tell that they are mass because they're intangible, how can you... I hadn't finished. Right, you're not going to last very long, Chris, if you talk over me. When I'm talking, you shut up.
Ooh.
So, where do you get mass attracting mass when looking at intangible objects that you do not know whether or not they are... That's your last opportunity to shut your mouth when I talk. Right? When I speak, I have pertinent things to say, Chris. You may not like them, but you will damn well listen to them. How the hell do you get mass attracting mass from intangible lights?
You done?
You asked me if I'm done, I kick you out, you cheeky twat.
I was just asking you finished.
Yeah, it had a question mark at the end and then I paused. You don't need to clarify whether I'm done when I ask a specific question to you. Have you got an answer? I'll repeat my question and you'll shut up and listen.
No,
you'll understand when I'm done, because it'll be a repetition of the same damn thing. How do you get...
I know the question, Nathan. I can answer it now.
I hear silence.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so, right.
Now I hear stuttering.
Yeah, because now I've actually forgotten the question. Go ahead.
Oh, really? So I did need to repeat it to a fuckwit then?
Looks like it.
Yeah, absolutely it looks like it, because that is it. You are a fuckwit. So, listen up, fuckwit. How do you get mass attracting mass from intangible lights in the sky?
Right, okay. So, can you give me an example?
No,
of a light?
I am asking you a question. Right. Don't ask me for anything.
Right.
You tell me... the answer. I'll repeat it a third time, then I'll kick you out for being a useless idiot.
You don't need to do that, Nathan.
Useless.
I let you
do you need
speak.
the question
now
a third time?
Let me speak, right?
Do you need the question a third time?
No, you don't.
Answer it then.
I know the question. Now you let me respond. Okay? Right. So, Nathan, I'm not going to ask you this question. There are, if you could give me an example.
Literally stuttering like a complete moron. How do you get mass attracting mass from intangible lights in the sky?
Cunt.
Oh, so you are going to get kicked out for swearing.
Yeah, fuck off, cunt.
Bye-bye. You don't have an answer to my very pertinent question, do you, Chris? That's why you resort to swearing. You don't get mass attracting mass from intangible lights in the sky. I will answer for you. So now Chris, the pathetic loser, will proceed to snipe the hangout because he's a bad loser.
Somebody's got ranty.
Yeah, Chris, because he's a sore loser.
Oh, he has done. Chris removed Ranty Flat Earth from the hangout.
Yeah, this is why I don't allow him on, Anthony. So that's on you.
It is on me. I'm sorry. Witness, if you're out there listening, I'll get you another link. But you need to, it'll be in the Discord thing. You want to send a new link out, Nathan?
Oh, what? Start a new hangout? I don't mind. Do you guys on the panel Flat and Earth and Spurs and...
Well, I'm just seeing who's left. Chris removed Ranty. Chris removed Witness.
In that case, yes, I think it's probably an opportunity to start another new hangout. What a wonderful first show back. Sorry, Arwin. I did see you join, but unfortunately there's going to be a small intermission. Good show so far. Hope you're all enjoying it. There we go. You won't get the dulcet tones of Isam Wolski off me twice, I'm afraid. And we are in once more. So, my apologies to all the people in Skype that are getting multiple links from me. This is the way of things, unfortunately. Because we have sore losers. They have their points taken apart very quickly by me, and then the only resort they have is to snipe the hangout. Sad, but true. Hello, is that you, Mike?
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hey, hey.
What's going on?
Hello,
You been
Spurs?
sniped again?
Oh yeah, that's part of the course. Now it just makes us laugh. It's an excuse to ridicule the person who's done it when they've lost badly.
Well, the heat really is on. This is exactly what we're trying to talk about. The ball earthers think that flat earthers are supposed to be retarded morons, idiots. They try to get into a discussion. They either run away, abuse, or just violent. There's a violent reaction. The heat definitely is on.
I tell you what, would be interesting if Jose was ever to join, because I know that he said that he was like a little bit reserved about presenting the evidence, the Bally evidence, and it's like, well, it's only going to get treated the same way that all the other people would. I don't think it would be treated any different if it was Jose than to anybody else. But yeah, he felt that it was going to be different. So let's watch this space and see how the next coming weeks dealt with.
Yeah, we'll see if we have any better challenges. People like Bob the Science Guy tend to be keyboard warriors. I know he's done a few live shows, although I've never seen him, as far as I'm aware, on any live shows. I think he was in a little clip that Ranty had.
Yeah, Bob the. Do you mean Bob the Physics Guy? Is that the one you're on about?
He's called Bob the Science Guy, which annoys me greatly, because every time I see him, I'm like, what's your scientific evidence for the globe Earth, Bob the Science Guy? Which he immediately distracts away from.
Well, what they're actually doing is trying to present themselves as some kind of like scientific community, and they're really not. I mean, look at that new guy, that Australian guy.
That's called Dunning-Kruger, you know, the word or the phrase that they always accuse us of.
Yeah, it is Dunning-Kruger, thinking you're better than what you actually are. I mean, let's remember, Bob the Science Guy doesn't know or won't admit that the independent variable's got to be manipulated on a scientifically valid experiment. He doesn't know that, and he must know that, but he's telling people that it's not necessary in all experiments, and it absolutely is. The guy's a moron. Yeah, so Witness should be coming back in. So if he does, don't snipe him, don't kick him.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He's I just finished with those two guys dealing with gravity, and he came up to me. And because it was quite pepped up at the time and like the adrenaline was pumping, he came up just asking normal questions. And because I was pepped up, because I was a little bit harsh with him, like over harsh, and I didn't mean to. So once I realized that he wasn't trying to like trip me up, I just started talking to him normal and come back down to a normal level.
Cool. Hey, Flat and Earth, welcome back.
Flat on Earth.
Okay, I'll guess his level. I've leveled him up once, so I've just had a guess. Hey, Travis.
Hello. What?
Good to have you back. Been quite an intense 40 minutes, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it started off like back where we left off, really, I guess.
Try that again. Hey, Flat Earth.
Hello.
Hello.
What we'll try and do, I'll try and get Witness's Skype email address off him so he can add him to one of the group chats so that he can get the link. because he loves chatting about it.
Hey, check it out. Pete Repeat is obviously a Chris MCM sock because I've just banned him from the chat. So now you get to see all of Chris's sock accounts pop up and moan on his behalf.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, on the one hand, I'm glad that you let him speak for a bit because it kind of helped mend a few bridges. On the other hand, and equally on the same, he took more than I expected him to take before he got angry and then reacted. Although I have to take the blame for overall it deteriorating into a swamp fest.
Well,
Yeah, I can add witness. I can add witness to this hangout.
Yeah, please, if you would.
All right.
I've sent him a link witnessing his thingy.
He
obviously doesn't understand what goes on here and why he gets kicked and stuff. But
to his credit, a couple of times, and he's been extremely polite to me during the chats, which I've been a lot more involved with while I've not been streaming. But an Orthodox is also in the chat. If you can add him as well, that'd be great, just to save us getting sniped for this.
Bloody hell.
Well, like I say, credit where credit's due. When people are genuinely polite to me and they're just like, you know, he was almost reacting as you guys in the respect. He's like, oh, gutted the show's not on. I had something to present and things of that nature. So you think, oh, well, that's encouraging. You know, the Globeheads enjoy the show. I'm glad to hear it. But yeah, if you can add on Orthodox, that'd be very much appreciated. If you can hear us on Orthodox, you should get added to this call.
And make sure you share the show as well. Arwen's not made it back in though. Has he had a link?
I don't know. I'll just give him one directly. Should have had one because he came in, didn't he, temporarily?
He came in right at the end before that last one expired, shall we say?
Yes. You listening, Arwen?
Right, I have to.
Master B.
I have to add the creator's creator to add unorthodox, so that's who I'm adding right now.
Okay. There will be a public link. Just not this second. I can't be bothered with 4 shows in an hour.
Back into the groove, eh? Straight into it.
Yeah, I'm
Boom.
surprised how quickly I've got back into it.
To be honest, I didn't even have the back chat open because I wasn't really expecting anybody on their side to see it.
Fair enough. There's 50 people watching. That's not bad considering this channel's only got 118 subscribers.
Creator.
Yeah, that's me. I have to add that to add unorthodox.
All right, okay.
How does unorthodox join if you've added him to the call? I think you just go to Google Plus and it should show you the hangout that you've been added to. Don't use the link unorthodox, you go to Google Plus. Yeah, if you're watching this on the premiering edition of it on Nathan Oakley in 1980, be sure to share the show wide and far on Facebook and Twitter. Hit the super chat, because there isn't one in the live show.
Arwen is live on EBS. What's EBS?
No idea.
Probably OBS.
OBS. OBS is a stream device to go via something like Twitch or YouTube.
Ronnie Forshey, what do you mean? What's EBS stand for?
You talking to someone in the chat?
Yeah. Ronnie Forshey's just put Arwen is live on EBS, but I don't know what that is. Hey, witness.
EBS, extreme bullshit.
I don't think that's the real witness, so that's not his moccasin, is it? Or is it?
Oh, early bird show.
Yeah, I took it from the last hangout, so it's him.
Witness, is that you?
So Jose's sharing something with us. Just join the show, Jose. We're not going to give you a hard time. Unless you assume are.
Yeah, we might do. See, he said he was trying to be neutral, right? But he's been cozying up to all the ballers. It's like he's had. It's as if he's got an initiation boot where he has to pass the test to show that he's really a baller. Because I've seen him bullying some flat earthers, and I was like, "This is interesting dynamics for Jose."
Hopefully he'll join.
I blocked Jose on purpose, And then I thought, that's probably not a good idea. That's not a nice thing to do. And then I realized I didn't care, so I didn't unblock him. So I'll figure out how to do that, and then I'll unblock him.
Oh, I see. So he couldn't have got in anyway. Oh,
Yeah.
well. I've got no control over that. I'm not
It's
asking you
Witness,
to
is it?
unblock him.
I don't see Witness on the panel, but I see him in the
Oh,
back chat.
early bird show. Early bird show.
Yeah, the early bird show finished.
Elvin broadcast system, says Unearther.
Right, we need to address what's going on with Witness because he's on the back in the back chat, and I don't know whether it's the real Witness or not.
Yeah, it will be. God, surely.
Yeah, I put him in the back chat, and I got
right.
his
Thank
name
you.
from the last hangout.
App, come on, Witness. You're in a new one. No, he sounded like a very eloquent guy. Dean Nate says, I've banned him on 24/7. Unorthodox ain't that bad. Come on.
No, he's on about Jose, isn't he?
Oh, right. Maybe. So if you just...
My view is that Jose's free to take whatever view he wishes, but on the other hand, people are saying it's one thing to jump from the flat Earth ship, but to then be going against us with the ballers is totally different to being neutral, which they're right, of course, I agree. So it's like, if he's genuinely neutral, he should be genuinely neutral. He shouldn't be cozying up to ballers if he's trying to be a flip-flop, right, and be in the middle. Then he needs to be in the middle, not cozying up to the ballers. Like, take me. I've jumped their ship. Please take me. I want friends.
He did mean Jose.
It appears.
You were right. He did mean Jose. Dean Nate says I meant Jose. No, I think he's a useful example. Yeah, because the question you asked immediately, Anthony, is what have you got that proves to you that it's a sphere? In other words, what's been the strongest evidence that's made you jump ship? And you obviously want to know that. You've said that all along. Alan B says, flip-flop, I called that.
It's his curvature observations. That's what he's doing. But the thing is,
he hasn't got curvature observations. He's got obstruction observations. And we're yet to see him come on and make that association by virtue of R, right? Well, I want to see that before you tell me that it's just curvature. That's the thing he wants it to be, curvature. He's got an obstruction from the bottom up, and he's saying it's curvature, so I need to see that link. Where's the link between obstruction from the bottom up in your images, Jose, and your alleged curvature? Let's see how those two link together, because I know how they link together, and if you don't, you're going to find out, aren't you? Because that's what we need to see. How does bottom-up obstruction in an image actually qualify as curvature? That's what we need to see. Any guesses on the panel what he'll need to do that?
What bugs me about Jose specifically is that the way he does it. In the Arwen show, when Arwen was crying about not having 1,000 subscribers, Jose said something about a book from the 1500s claiming that Earth is a ball, and so he just chooses to accept it because he saw that there. But on Flat Earth Debate 683, he was making fun of ballers for believing a book from 1910 claiming that Earth is a ball. That's my problem with Jose, is that he's saying just straight up BS. He's not using evidence, he's choosing to accept it.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he says, though? I'm sure when I haven't heard him in the last few days, admittedly, but maybe a week ago, he was saying exactly that. In other words, he's choosing to believe. Belief is what I've got, and I like that belief better. Yeah. My family's got that belief, and etc., etc., etc.
That's okay. All that is okay. It's the part where he claims that he read it in a book from the 1500s that Earth is a ball, so he chooses to believe that. That's the part that bothers me. Because, like I said, in Flat Earth Debate 683, which was around Christmas, he said the exact opposite, which is ballers are ridiculous because they believe a book from 1910 that it says that Earth is a ball. So you shouldn't believe that. But now he's saying exactly that. He's using that as some sort of evidence or an acceptance. He's just trolling.
Yeah, he does seem to be trolling. I agree.
It's crazy. It's crazy trolling.
He doesn't play. He's not playing the neutral place. I mean, I'm more neutral than Jose's. Put it that way.
Now we are going to round out shortly for a 10-minute break. So I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you tuned into this show on the Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!